Good afternoon, girls. We will study the chapter Force and Laws of Motion. And you know that in the previous week, we had studied what is the first law, then we had studied what is inertia, and we discussed some questions on inertia. And I told you to write notes and complete your work in the notebook. And today I'm going to discuss with you momentum. Why momentum? Because momentum is connected with the second law of motion. Okay, first I will quickly revise what we have done last time. That is, the first law of motion says an object at rest remain at rest. An object in motion continues to be in motion till some external unbalanced force is applied on it. Okay, and I also told you that inertia is defined as the tendency of an object to oppose any change or to remain in the state of rest or in the state of motion. And there are three types of inertia: rest, motion and direction. And understand those examples, practice them how to write, and then you will be able to understand that topic clearly, right? Now, momentum. For momentum I will take up two examples. One is, if I take two rubber balls, right, or two cricket balls, suppose I take two cricket balls, both of the same size, and I throw both of them with different speeds. Okay, so take two cricket balls, throw them with different speeds. Now if we have to stop those cricket balls, where do you think you will have to require more force? Obviously the one which is moving with a greater speed, right? So in that case you will be requiring more force. So this is one example. Second example is, now we take one cricket ball and one tennis ball and we throw both of them with the same speed. When we throw both of them with the same speed, in which of the two balls you will feel that you have to require more force to stop it? Obviously you will say cricket ball, because cricket ball is heavier than the tennis ball. Okay, so what is the intention of telling these two examples is, any object which is in motion, that is there are two factors on which the motion of an object depends on, and those two factors are the mass of the object and the velocity of the object. Okay, so the intention of those two examples is, in the first one both the cricket balls had the same shape and size, but when we throw them with different velocities, the one which has a greater velocity will have more motion. Okay, and in the second case the object or the ball which has more mass will have more motion. Okay, so motion is connected with momentum, or we can say that momentum is connected with motion. And we can define momentum as, the quantity of motion possessed by an object is called momentum, right? So in the first case, the cricket ball with the higher speed has more momentum, right? And in the second case, the cricket ball has more momentum than the tennis ball. Okay, so we can say that momentum depends on two factors, mass and velocity. I hope you heard my examples properly. The momentum of any object is defined as, we will write, the quantity of motion possessed by an object is called momentum, right? Is called momentum, and we will denote momentum by P vector, right? As I told you in the beginning that when we will be studying physics, every quantity will have a symbol, every quantity will be either scalar or vector, and every quantity will have a unit. Okay, so as I told you that momentum is defined as the quantity of motion possessed by an object, and it depends on two factors, and those two factors are mass and velocity. So now we can say that momentum is also defined as the product of the mass and velocity of the object. Okay, so we have two definitions of momentum. In simple words, we can say that the motion possessed by an object, or the quantity of motion possessed by an object, is called momentum. But if we have to say in the scientific form, we will say that the product of mass and velocity of an object is defined its momentum. Okay, so now if I give you a real life example that a car is coming and a truck is coming, both are coming with the same speed. So where do you say which object, what do you say, which object will have more momentum? You will say truck will have more momentum because it has more mass. Okay, now if two cars are coming, both the cars have the same speed. No, both the cars have different speeds. So in which case you will have more momentum? The momentum will be more in the case where the velocity or the speed is more. Okay, so therefore we can say that momentum is defined as the product of mass and velocity, and we can also say that momentum of any object depends on two factors, and that is mass of the object and the velocity of the object. Now if I have to write this symbol of momentum, I will write P vector, and we will write momentum is equal to mass multiplied by velocity. And you know the symbols of mass is m, velocity is v, and p is the momentum symbol. Now what will be the unit of momentum? Unit of mass multiplied by unit of velocity. Okay, so what is a unit of mass? Either kg or gram, right? And what is a unit of velocity? Meters per second, right? And or centimeter per second. This is in which system? SI system, and this is in CGS system. So therefore we can say that momentum is measured in kg meter per second and also in gram centimeter per second. We can also say that, we will also say that momentum is a vector quantity because it has both what? Magnitude as well as direction. Okay, so you have to study now today what is momentum, what is the definition of momentum, what is the formula of momentum, what is a symbol of momentum, what is a unit of momentum, and the two examples which I discussed with you. The ones, the cricket balls, if you take two cricket balls and if you take one cricket ball and one tennis ball. Okay, so momentum of any object is actually what? Quantity of motion possessed by an object. Okay, and we can also say that it is a product of mass and velocity. Now instead of taking the examples which I have given you, you can also think some more examples, like if two boys are running, both of them have the same speed, okay, but their means their build is different. One is having more weight, one is having you can say one is a thin boy and one is a healthy boy. So where will you say that the momentum is more? Whose momentum is more? The boy with good health, or we can say yes, the one who has more is healthy, he will have more momentum, and the one who has less weight will have less momentum. Okay, now if you take one example of car and truck I gave you, so these are some real life examples which you can relate with momentum, and it is very simply defined as the quantity of motion possessed by an object. And in the symbolic form, in the short form, in the formula form, we are going to write P vector is equal to m into v, and therefore m into v means mass into velocity, and this is a unit, kg into meters per second, and here gram into centimeter per second, and these are the two units. And why is momentum a scalar? Why is momentum a vector quantity? Because it has both magnitude as well as direction. Now I will write notes on this topic and I will send it to you in the group. You write in the notebook, and tomorrow I will discuss with you some examples of momentum. Okay, I'll give you the notes today only. You will copy them in the notebook, and tomorrow I will explain these examples, how momentum is connected with some real life examples. Okay, and I hope you are all learning those previous work, answers, notes, numericals. You are studying all that and completing your work. Some of the children are asking my doubts, and I am clearing those doubts, but very few. Girls, I want your support. You keep on sending your doubts and I will be clearing it. And if any teacher is asking for any assignment or any work, please support them, because if you will complete your work on time, if your work is up to date, there will be no problem. And yes, complete your work, and thank you so much.